top Amazon FBA mistakes to avoid as a new seller, specifically on Amazon in the Middle East. Make sure that you watch the video till the very end, because mistake number 4 and mistake number 5 are very, very common mistakes that most sellers tend to fall victim of. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Crystal and I'm the founder of Amazon Sellers Society and Sellers Society. For those of you that are loyal subscribers to the channel, you already know that we are a certified Amazon service provider for Amazon right here in the Middle East, and we focus on Amazon UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, as well as Turkey. Now, you can scan the QR code that you see somewhere on the screen to go directly to our website, or go directly to our website www.assmiddleeast.org. Reach out to us if you need help with starting your business on Amazon in the marketplaces that I just talked about, or if you have issues and problems, you're not getting sales, you're not able to list your products, reach out to us. Our team will assess your situation and let you know if we can help you out. Now let's start with mistake number 1, and that's ignoring product research. Yes, a very big mistake that a lot of sellers tend to fall victim of, and that's ignoring product research. Around 80% of sellers tend to choose products to sell on Amazon based on their gut instinct or on trends that they just find in the market. And that, my friends, is not the right way to go. Data and product research is how you should be selecting products to sell on Amazon to avoid any risk. Additionally, top-selling products in the US may be very successful in the US, but may have limited demand on marketplaces like the UAE with a completely different lifestyle. So make sure that you don't make mistake number 1. Additionally, under mistake number 1, let's talk about why you should be utilizing tools such as Helium-10. That's not a mistake, that's actually a suggestion. You should be utilizing tools like Helium-10 to assess product research. You can also use Amazon's own internal tool, better known as Brand Analytics, which is open to sellers that have brand registry. You should also use local insights such as trends on Noon, Instagram, TikTok, just to assess products and do product research in the market where you intend to sell. Now, additionally, you need to validate the demand utilizing search volume, and you need to make sure that the main keywords of the products that you intend to sell have a search volume of anywhere between 300 and 500 on average. The higher, the better. You need to try to choose products that have low competition and have consistent sales data that are not seasonal and only sell a few months out of the year. Remember, data is key. And moving on to mistake number 2, and that's neglecting UAE-specific regulations. This is not just for the UAE, it also applies to any market that you want to sell in. Most sellers think, well, Amazon is the same platform. If it's a certain rule in the US or the UK, then of course it applies in the UAE. But that's not the case. Each and every marketplace for Amazon has specific rules and regulations for Amazon itself and for the country where you intend to sell. For example, you need to be extremely vigilant, specifically if you're selling products in the supplements category, cosmetics, personal care, even toys and electronics. Those will require additional regulations. In the UAE, they might require Muntaji regulations, registration, or they might require an ECAS or a CE certification. And not knowing these details are gonna give issues, or you're gonna have issues in terms of delays in listing or even problems with importing the products, thus delaying and causing problems in the overall business model itself. Now, moving on to mistake number 3, mismanaging inventory and fulfillment. As you know, if you are an avid watcher of the channel, we constantly talk about Amazon FBA being the best model for you to sell on Amazon. And if you are an Amazon FBA seller, you need to make sure that you never run out of stock, but you also need to understand that for the UAE marketplace and for Saudi Arabia, actually for all of Amazon's marketplaces, there is a specific quantity that you can have warehoused in Amazon, specifically if you are a new Amazon seller. That's a lot of specifics. So make sure that you know what regulations or what requirements Amazon needs for you to be able to warehouse your products. Sometimes if your products have specific maybe batteries or something else, Amazon might request additional documentation as the products might be hazmat. However, for standard products, you also need to know what the capacity of the warehouse is so that you can assess the right amount of inventory to have on Amazon, inside of Amazon, so that you avoid stockouts, specifically during peak seasons. It's also important to understand that there are bottlenecks and delays that sometimes might happen. You need to remember, especially if you are shipping products internationally to the UAE or to any country for that matter, there are sometimes the right delays or the right timeline that you need to consider. There might be delay at ports, there might be delay during customs clearance, or most importantly, there might be delays from regional courier companies to deliver the products over to the Amazon warehouses. Make sure that you know this information and you try to avoid all of these bottlenecks, or at least you calculate properly, so again, you don't want to run out of stock and miss opportunity of sales. And are you ready? Let's move on to mistake number 4, and that's forgetting to optimize for search. Moving on from all of the technical mistakes, let's think about the mistakes that are related to selling on the Amazon platform. It's important for you to remember that Amazon as a platform is a search-based platform, meaning customers are going to log into Amazon and they technically type and search for what they're looking for. And if they're searching for something that you sell, your product needs to show up front and center. So you need to make sure that your listings are optimized. However, one thing to remember is that selling in the Middle East is quite unique because 40 to 90% of customers tend to search for products using Arabic keywords. And yes, you guessed it, you can add Arabic keywords specifically into the back end of your listings so that your products show up everywhere, not just on the English keywords. Additionally, you need to make sure that your product titles, bullet points, and product descriptions, if you have them, are SEO optimized, meaning select not just any keywords, select the keywords, remember that we said have good search volume. The keywords that have good search volume need to be in your product title, bullet points, and in your product description to give you more SEO optimization and for the products to show up. Now, also, it's important to note that just because you've got a bunch of keywords in your listing doesn't mean that your products are going to automatically show up on the first page. There's going to be a better chance that they do. However, ranking on Amazon is very much related to sales. And if you are a new seller and you have 0 sales, then the next best thing to do would be to launch ads, because once you start advertising a highly SEO optimized listing, then those sales are going to start coming in. And once those sales start coming in, then what will happen is you're going to start organically ranking. So the first thing and the most important thing is to make sure that the foundation of your product page, the foundations are correct, which means just please optimize your listings for search on Amazon. And finally, mistake number 5, neglecting customer service. Well, guess what? I'm not going to tell you what the mistake is. You're going to have to scan this barcode in order, or this QR code in order to download the full show notes with all of the information, including more information about mistake number 5. If you don't want to scan it, just click the link in the description box, add your email, add your information, and we'll send you all of the details straight to your inbox. Thank you again for watching the video. Tell me, are any of those mistakes something that you are currently committing right now? I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.